Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining me. This is Ciara from Ciara T Designs, and today I have these stunning alcohol inked butterfly cards to share with you. So let's jump right in. So I have a piece of Tim Holtz black heavy stock here, and I've never actually used this. I've had it in my stash for a while. I guess I just forgot I had it. And then I was going through and organizing some stuff, and I saw it and realized I really needed to use it. And it is an incredibly dark black. So I thought it would be really fun to use for the backgrounds of these cards. So I'm going to cut this down to be about 1/4 of an inch smaller than my A2 base because this is the only mat that will be on the card, and I am making 3 cards today. So this cardstock is almost velvety, for lack of a better way to describe it. If you guys have ever touched it, tell me what you thought, because it's very different in texture than a lot of cardstocks I've worked with before, but it is rich and beautiful. So I'm going to cut out the Tim Holtz Brushstroke butterflies, and now they have layers to them and they're all in that same die, so I'm trying to be really careful to just cut out the base in the Yupo. You could do your inking first and then cut out the butterfly if you wanted to do it that way. I'm not going to. I'm going to cut the butterfly just because I don't love cutting like colored Yupo. I struggle with it, and I find sometimes the paint will scratch, or the alcohol ink will scratch off, or I find that I struggle a bit to get it to cut nicely. So I just find that cutting it first so that I can't mess up a piece that I've already inked and I love, this is just easier for me. So I did struggle a bit with the magic mat underneath the butterfly dies. So I did switch to my detail plate. I didn't show you that because, again, it's just die cutting. It's the same idea. You're just running it through your die cutting machine. It's just that then it's with the chrome base plate, so it cuts better. This video is for my next monthly challenge. This is May's challenge. I will get into that in a few minutes here, but stick around for that if you're interested. And then I'm going to run this black heavy stock through my switch with the Tim Holtz Botanical 3D embossing folder. You could run it through with any of them, and the detail is stunning, but honestly, you don't see it really in the pictures. You can see it in person. It looks stunning, but it does lose the effect a little in the pictures. So just keep that in mind, that you probably can't see it. It's there, I promise. And then for my butterflies, you guys know my alcohol ink kind of technique. I do this all the time. It's the same way I do it. These are the pearls. So for colors, I have Enchanted, Splendor, Alchemy, Envy, Tranquil, and Villainous. And that's in the color order too. That's like pink, orange, yellow, green, so on and so forth. And I use blending solution because the pearls will not keep the pearl on the Yupo if you use isopropyl alcohol instead. You can use iso with regular alcohol inks, but the pearls, because of the pearlescent, the mica inside of them, they have to have blending solution to actually adhere correctly to the Yupo paper. So keep that in mind. If you have any pearls in your collection and you've had any issues with them, it's probably because blending solution wasn't used. So that is the way they have to be used, or it won't adhere and it doesn't look good. So just keep that in mind. Or don't use pearls. Then you can use ISO and you get like some really cool movement. I do still prefer blending solution. It's probably always going to be my preferred way to use alcohol inks. I just love the look of that really blended, whimsical color. But play with your products, that's how you learn what your favorite techniques are. This just happens to be how I like to do them. Now I'm going to do one of each butterfly in the 2 colors. So you saw me use Enchanted and Splendor, and then Alchemy and Envy, and then Tranquil and Villainous. This is just because I'm kind of working in a rainbow order. You can switch it up. You can do whatever colors you like. You could do monochromatic. It would still be stunning. But this is just kind of what I'm going for. And I did not choose to add the extra layers to this because you guys saw those dies have extra little pieces you can cut and add on. I didn't want to cover any of this, so I'm only going to use the base layer and the body, which you can see I've cut out of that same black cardstock. It's on the screen there. And I had so much fun with these. So let me tell you about the challenge. So for the challenge, I run a monthly challenge every month in my Facebook group. And I challenge you guys to create any project that you want with a specific, usually a theme or a color palette or that kind of idea. So this month's theme is going to be bugs, which I know some people are not going to be impressed by, but keep in mind butterflies technically are bugs. So in my case of my example, I am going to use butterflies as the focal image, but you could use moths, you could use ladybugs, you could use anything you want. Tim Holtz has some phenomenal stuff out there that have like bug dies and bug cutouts, bug stamps, that kind of stuff. But use whatever you have. Hopefully you probably have a butterfly of some kind or a moth or anything like that you can pretty much bring out and use in this project. That's just the challenge because it's something a little bit different. I tend to florals. I realized I have already done florals twice as the challenge in the group this year already. So I have to, be a bit aware and do something a bit different. So that is the challenge. And ideally you're going to add it so that it is something you can see easily on the card design. I mean, don't put like a black dot and then tell me it's an ant because I won't believe you. You could try it, but I would prefer that you actually try to use, something to kind of add some interest to it. So this case, I am doing butterflies, as you can see, but any kind of insect or bug would be perfect for this if you have a preference or whatever you have in your stash maybe you haven't used. So the challenge, as I said, goes on in my Facebook group. So you do need to be a part of the Facebook group. You do have to request to join if you're not already a member. It just asks you two really easy questions. One is that you will be respectful of the others in the group, and the second is just how you found out about the group so that I can make sure that I'm not letting in any like bots or anything like that. So I can just kind of keep an eye on the group. And then you come in the group and you add your project to the album that will be, it will say May 2026, and then it'll be whatever the challenge is. In this case, it'll be insects. And then you just upload your project to that. You can share it in the group. And then at the end of 2 months, I pick a couple of winners, and then I randomly send them happy mail so that they can get a little gift from me for joining in on the challenge. I randomly pick 2 winners. So I've already done January and February. So April has ended now. So I will be picking March and April's winners here pretty soon. And then of course we'll do, it keeps going. So May and June would be my next 2 months. But yeah, so it's just a lot of fun and hopefully you want to join in. If you have any questions or you have any issues, the Facebook group is linked in the description down below. So you can go and, join if you want to. And it's just kind of a fun way to have a crafty community that's, doing stuff. People share all sorts of things in the group though. You can come and share any project you're working on. And it doesn't have to specifically be a card. It can be a tag. It can be a painting. It can be bookmarks. It really doesn't matter. It can be anything that you've chosen to create with the theme. And it does have to be made within the month because the idea of the challenge is that you are, creating that. It's kind of just to help if anybody's stuck or they're not sure what they want to make or they're just struggling a bit. It just kind of helps them, work towards creating something within that month. So those are the only rules. Has to be within the month, has to be within the theme. And that's it. That's all that you have to do. So hopefully you want to come and join in. So as you can see, I did 2 colors on each butterfly, and I'm adding the bodies. I cut them, as I said, out of that same black cardstock. The body is also on that same die, so you do kind of have to finagle your cardstock a bit, but I think that it turned out really cool. And then we kind of get to building the card. Other than the sentiment, we're pretty much, almost there. And you can see that Aqua is sitting on the desk above my glass mat. She usually does. She keeps me company when I create. She's going to ask for some cuddles here in a second. It's really funny. She sleeps on my desk and then she wakes up and decides she has to have a cuddle that second. So she'll walk over to me. You're going to see her walk through the frame and she asks to be picked up. And then of course I have to pick her up because, so right here, she walks through the frame, asks to be picked up. I pick her up and we have a cuddle. And then she decided she was done cuddling. So she went back to sleep on the desk again. She's right above my glass mat there. And she just kind of has a little chill and creates with me. And it's just phenomenal. I love it. So she is my creating partner. She just sits there pretty often. So if you guys are a part of my happy mail list, you will, or sorry, not my happy mail, my newsletter, you will have seen that I sent out a new update yesterday. I say yesterday, I'm sorry, you guys. The last day of the month, I send out a newsletter and I'm recording this. So this challenge gets announced on the 1st of the month. So I say yesterday, but the newsletter would have gone out April 30th. And I did give you guys a little sneak peek and an update on my tulip collection. I have completed the postcard. It's been ordered. I just finished designing the washi tapes, so they're going to be ordered. I'm trucking along here. I'm really excited. So if you have any interest in keeping up on the collection or anything behind the scenes, there's always some kitten pictures in there as well. So you can sign up to my newsletter. There's a link in the description. You can go check it out if you want to. I pretty much only send one email a month, with the exception of if there's actually something to announce. Otherwise, there's one, like I said, one would be sent out pretty much per month. I just do like a monthly update at the end of the month to just recap what's been going on behind the scenes and what I'm working on, or what what videos went up, that kind of stuff. Then, of course, you guys know I had to add splatter. I love splatter. You could skip this step. You saw me splatter on some isopropyl alcohol. That just adds some cool, like a bleachy effect in the background. And then I also added some white and black little speckles to them as well. This just makes me happy. I love texture and dimension, so I added a bit of that to everything. You can skip this step completely. It's not necessary unless you like texture as much as I do, in which case it just it helps any areas you don't love to. Like if you missed an area with your alcohol inks, or you don't like how something blended, that kind of thing, this helps kind of hide that so you can't even really see it. So keep that in mind. If you don't like how a project's turning out, add a little splatter to it and see what you think then. I did also go in with a little bit of gold splatter on the background. You can't, the darkness of this black cardstock is so dark that you almost can't see the patterning here at all. I can in person, but on the video you almost can't. So be aware that I had to add splatter because I could. I like splatter. So I have this little scrap of that same black cardstock left, and I'm going to heat emboss sentiments. I have a stamp here that says "Hello Friend" in this really fun circle. Interestingly enough, this stamp is actually from a Christmas stamp set, which I thought was kind of fun, and it's still available. Everything I used in this video is linked and listed down below. As always, if there's anything you're interested in looking at, it's always down and linked for you in case you're interested. But I did think it was kind of funny that this stamp set was from a Christmas set. I love that. I was going through my sets trying to find, I wanted something in a shape. I originally thought I was going to use like something that was rectangular as a sentiment, but in the end I found this circle, and I was like, "Hello Friend" is such a great, because this card could be, just saying hi to a friend. It could be thinking about you. It could be happy birthday, because you could write another sentence in the inside. So though I've put "Hello Friend" on the front, stamp "Happy Birthday" on the inside, and there you go. Now I did have one of them not stamp well, so this is what I've done. I cut it so that it's not still on the same cardstock chunk as everybody else, and then I'm going to restamp it. I used a flat dry brush and just brushed off all of the gold embossing powder that was already there, and then I'm going to restamp it so that I get a better impression. And I find that works really well. I just flipped the cardstock over so that it couldn't adhere to that, and it worked beautifully. Now I have to say a quick shout out, thank you to the wonderful subscriber that sent me some gold embossing powder. If you guys don't know, I dropped my container a while back. Actually, I think one of my cats knocked it off my desk, and it was all over the floor. And sadly, tariffs had just gone in, and it was crazy, and I'm Canadian. So I had a wonderful subscriber send me a package of the gold embossing powder, and I'm so appreciative. So thank you so much. You were amazing. I greatly appreciate you. And I got to use it again here because I don't reach for gold as much as white. And it's just every time I do, I'm always so excited by watching it melt, and that cool metallic, and that it's just so fun and so beautiful. So I really should use gold more often, but it's one of those things, right? I tend to reach for white just because I tend towards more neutral with my sentiments, but I love how these came together. Now I am going to use some thin 3D embossing squares here, and I cut them in half because I only want them on the butterfly's body. I found that was the best way to kind of have the body adhered, but the wings could pop up. Now keep in mind, you have to be aware of that for your envelope, so be careful if it might not fit in an envelope properly. I just make my own envelopes for any cards that don't fit in a normal envelope, so I don't have any issues with that, but be aware if that's not something you really want to do. The sentiment itself, I did adhere down just with liquid glue. It's not popped up in any way. It's just flat on the card front. But I wanted the larger butterfly's wing to hang over it, so I decided to adhere them all now. And that way I could kind of arrange how I wanted the butterflies to be set on the card front. And I am using some liquid glue over top of those foam squares just because that allows me time to move it if I need to. Whereas I find foam tape kind of grabs instantly and doesn't let go. So if you wanted to, rearrange it a little bit, you're kind of SOL at that point because it is adhered and you're not doing anything with it. So this just gives me that little bit of wiggle room to make sure that I have no problem getting the wings to lift up and making sure that it is sitting where I actually want it to sit. So I did that for all 3 butterflies, and then that's pretty much the whole card being built. I am going to add some pearls because you guys know I can't help myself, but you could stop at this point, just add it to a base, and they are beautiful. I did not do anything on the inside. I have been kind of trying to challenge myself to do stuff on the inside, but honestly, I've kind of not been doing that lately. You could have cut like an extra butterfly and adhered that on the inside, or even just stamped a butterfly. Even a butterfly stamped in black would look beautiful. I didn't do anything because the problem I have is that I never know if it's a card I'm going to use, if it's a card I'm going to sell, if it's a card I'm going to give away. Like, I don't know who it's going to. So I'm always a little leery about doing too much on the inside, depending on, who it's going to go to. So I kind of leave that until I know. So if I knew I was going to send this to a pen pal, I'd probably stamp a couple of butterflies on the inside. Like, I'd write my message and then I'd stamp a few things on the inside for fun. But I don't know, like, if someone buys it and they need a lot of writing space, I don't want to have gone in and added a bunch of stuff on the inside. So just something for me to keep in mind when I am card making. But yeah, so I did add a couple of pearls just kind of around the sentiment. I just liked how it looked. Again, you don't need that step. I'm a little more is more when I create, so I do tend towards doing a lot of different fun stuff. And as you can see, Aqua is back laying on top of the glass mat there. She does come and help. She's a great supervisor. But that is kind of the card design I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you leave me a like, leave me a comment, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. I do new videos every Monday and Thursday. And you guys, Christmas in July is coming. Like, we're slowly creeping towards it. We only have a couple months left, and then we're doing Christmas in July, which is always one of my more exciting series on the channel. So hopefully you'll enjoy it. And the May kit has shipped. So there will be a Simon Says Stamp 5 Cards 1 kit for May sometime in the month, depending on when I get the kit. So whenever that happens, I will also have that new series starting. So that's pretty exciting. So make sure you are subscribed. And a big, huge thank you for my members. You guys are phenomenal. You make this possible. I cannot state how much I appreciate you. Thank you so, so much. And if you've made it all the way to the end, leave me your favorite bug emoji in the comment. Thank you so, so much. And I'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye for now.